Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we are going to get a first look and do a little bit of maintenance and preparation on a couple of petrol lighters that I have recently traded for. I met a gentleman on Facebook. He lives in Denmark. His name is Donald Hein. He has a website called lighterfix.dk.
And you are looking right here at the main purpose for this video. I went to fuel up the lighter yesterday in preparation for today's video and found that the spare flint compartment was caked with the degraded powdered old flint. So right now we're going to clear that. Back to my friend Donald, who I met in the Facebook lighter groups.
He hit me up about trading a couple of Cygnus table lighters and this Cupid roller lighter, and wondering what I might have to trade, which had a bunch of Ronson butane stuff that I sent him and some boxes, that kind of thing.
Now I was ready to do some hard work on this one, but it just wasn't required. I had a tub of concentrated vinegar ready off to the side in case we needed it to actually eat through the degraded old flint if it was more like concrete, or if maybe we just needed it to get the residue of the old flint off once we'd got cleared of the actual flint. You can see that flint there falling down onto the work surface, and I should have pushed that lighter out of the way before I got started. I'll do it here in a minute, but I should have thought to do it beforehand. You can see at that point it looks like the flint tube compartment or spare flint compartment was pretty much clear. It was just a matter at that point of getting it cleaned out so we didn't have all that residue in there. And rather than getting it involved with the vinegar at that point, since the flint was all pretty much gone, I just employed the household disinfectant wipe along with a toothpick that I broke the end off of. It's a very long toothpick to begin with, but I broke the end off of it to give it a more blunt end rather than a pointy one. That way it doesn't poke through the little cloth that we're using to clean it, and it also gives you a more solid surface to make contact with so that you're actually cleaning it off of the other end of that tube. And we go at it here for a pretty good while. It's not my favorite part of it. Sort of like cleaning a gun. I don't know how many of you have done that in your lifetime. It's something that I've spent a lot of time doing. You get home from a hunting trip, spent very little time going to the range and stuff like that. Most of mine has been actually out in the wild using those guns, not at a range, just practicing. And I've spent a lot of time when I would get home, especially as a kid, my dad making sure that I was going to do it right, cleaning those guns. And that's what you do, is you just keep putting those swabs back down through that bore until it comes out clean. And that one is plenty clean enough at this point. Now we're going to do the same thing with the inside of the fuel cap where the spare flint compartment threads in, and we're going to get that dust. It's pretty much just kind of caked along the bottom there, and there's probably some in the thread, so I've edited some of this out just because it bores me. But you can see there we've got it clean enough, and it shouldn't cause us any problem moving forward. We'll go ahead and get a flint dug out here and get it placed inside the spare compartment and then screwed into the underside of the fuel cap. You can see that the rubber gasket is still intact on that fuel cap. Appears as though it is undamaged. We will go ahead and get this lighter fueled up, and then we will take a look at the other one. As I was saying earlier, I met Mr. Hine. His first name is Donald, in the Facebook lighter groups, and we have discussed lighters here and there, sort of like my friend Stuart Linton. Stuart and Donald are the two that I've had the most conversations with over on Facebook, along with our YouTube friend here, Rook Knight, although we may have spoken over there under another name. But Donald likes repairing, I think especially the Ronson butane lighters. I've seen some videos where he has posted with the repaired valves, and I know nothing about that butane stuff, but I mean, he's literally got hundreds of those things sitting around ready to repair those lighters with. So I'm trying to talk him into starting a YouTube channel himself. I think that the lighter community could benefit from all kinds. So Donald, if you are watching, anyone else who is watching who has repair tricks or techniques, or just wants to talk about their lighter collection, bring it on. The more the merrier. This is not firing right up, so I'm just going to turn it upside down, let that fuel sink in for a minute while we take a quick peek at the other lighter, the Cupid, which is not perfect, but man, it is a very nice looking lighter. It says Lappert Licores, Beef Eater Gin, Stewart's Whiskey. Has a thumb roller tension mechanism for the flint, which is similar to a Cygnus, but not exactly the same. Similar more to the Viscount roller lighter. I think this lighter is plated. I could be wrong. It doesn't appear to be bare brass that is polished. When you look on the bottom here, it looks like the finish has been damaged. You can also see a spot underneath the fuel cap where it looks like some of the finish has come up. The fuel cap looks fine, nothing spectacular about it, just a plain old fuel screw with a washer. But you can see that spot down there inside the recessed area of the fuel hole. Well, you can see it briefly there. We'll have another video coming up on this lighter in a couple of days. But this is an extremely nice lighter that appears to me to be brand new, and also came in the box, which the box was very similar to Cygnus boxes that I've seen, and even the one Cygnus box that I have. There were two of the table lighters. The other one was not in quite as good a condition, and they were all three themed the same. Beefeater, Gin, Stewart's, and Lappert. You can see there, it fires up. It was a little bit of a weak flame, so I tried to pull up on it. I edited a lot of that out because I wasted a lot of time trying to pull that wick up, and it just wouldn't do it. It was pulling apart. It came up a little bit, but it wasn't coming up like I wanted. So you'll be seeing more from these here in the near future. Until next time.